Hey everyone, this is Dancing Rift Reaper here, getting ready to play some Phasmophobia multiplayer. If you want to play
Looks like there are others out
multiplayer,
there
you
in need of help.
can. That's what's nice about this game in particular is you can play it multiplayer, you can play it single player, or you can make your own private room and just have your friends. So when you go to create a room, you have to click on the multiplayer, and then here you'll go to create room. You'll click on your region, like mine would be North America. Click on create room, and then I'm making mine private, and it's only going to be just myself and my friend, and it's possible my other friend could join, so I'll put it at 3. And then of course here you would select your language. And of course, mine is English, of course. Which I gotta go all the way through this to get back to English. But, there's a lot of numerous selections of different languages. I'm gonna select English because even though I know a little bit of different languages, I don't know enough to select those other languages. So I'm gonna put it on casual. That's what you'll do. You'll just select whether you want to require virtual reality or a microphone required. You can make those requirements for your room, your particular game, and then you can select your play style like casual, hardcore, or role play. I just usually select casual. I do not require VR or microphone. And there are some people that are very particular about those, where they want you to absolutely have to use your microphone. Um, I don't require that because I think that you should be able to play it even if you don't want to use your microphone. And then you're going to go to create room up here at the top. You can click on that and it'll generate an invite code, and then you can send that to whoever you want to join you in your private game. If you have your friends that you want to join you, you can generate that invite code and send it to them, so only they will join your game. Then you can select your difficulty. I was amateur for the longest time, but my friend wanted us to step it up to intermediate, so we do the intermediate ones now. And if you click on this, you'll see intermediate. It's average setup time, average hunt grace period, average hunt duration, sanity pills restore some sanity, fuse box starts off. That means there will not be any electricity in the house unless you go and turn the fuse box on. There are fewer places to hide during a hunt from the ghost, and you will regain some of your lost equipment value if you die. And of course, this was the one I had it set to, was amateur. For a long period of time, I was using amateur just to get the hang of the game. I did like that longer setup time and the ability to have the sanity restore most of my sanity. One of the other things about sanity is if you If you leave the lights on or if you turn the lights on, it slows down your loss of sanity. So, you will still lose sanity if you happen to have a ghost event. But as long as the lights are on, it kind of slows down the loss of sanity. But if the lights are off, you're going to lose your sanity pretty quick. So, anyway, we set ours to intermediate, and that's usually where we've been doing our ghost hunts from. You'll see the rewards are higher. So, if I go back to intermediate, you'll see it says rewards times 1.00. But if you go, I'm sorry, if you go to amateur, it's 1.00. If you go to the intermediate, it'll be times 2. So that's what we're going to put ours at. Then you're going to go to your shop. If you have funds, it'll show up in the right-hand corner. And then you're going to select the equipment that you need to buy. This is where you would buy your equipment for your hunts. Usually the only thing that you'll need to restock on is sometimes the crucifix, but mostly you'll need to restock up on salt and incense and maybe candles and igniter. So, and then as you level up, when you reach these certain levels, you can unlock, the newer equipment. So, right now we have some tier 2 I have some tier 2 equipment unlocked. I don't have everything. My friend has a lot of the tier 2 equipment unlocked. And since we play together a lot, we'll just usually let him select what he has the better tier of, and if he doesn't have it and I do, we kind of just do it like that. So here I noticed that I'm low on the salt, so I resupplied my salt. My incense, you're not going to use all of the incense, but it's possible you could, especially if you have a larger group. Like, if you have more than 2 people in your group, like here I have 4 incense. That's usually about the size of a full group is 4 people. So there will be basically 1 for each person. And I think that covers the buying stuff, but you'll want to keep an eye on your money up in the corner, because the idea is to save as much money as you can so that you can unlock those next tiers. And some of the next tiers equipment you may not like. You may prefer the first tier. And that's kind of where, like, I prefer the second tier of the dots, but my friend prefers the first. The cameras are much nicer on the second tier, but you see it's like 3,000 to unlock that. So that's just to unlock the ability to get that next tier, and then you have to actually buy the cameras. And you can sell your old equipment, but I don't typically do that. I usually keep my older equipment just in case somebody else, like my friend, wants to use that first tier instead of the second tier. He has the newer video cameras, and I have the newer photo cameras, so it kind of works out. And then what you do once you go to the shop and buy your equipment, you go to the equipment manager, and you're going to click on, like I have the second tier dots, John, do you want to back out on the dots so I can use the newer ones? And then what I'll do is he'll keep his regular dots projector. I believe he does. I think he does. He keeps that normal dots projector, and then I'm going to add the second tier one. So there should be one of each, but I'm not 100% sure. It could give us the newer ones. Then I have the newer flashlights, so I'm going to go ahead and select those. I have also the newer spirit box. I think he does as well, if I'm not mistaken. The UV, neither one of us liked the second tier UV. It just, for us personally, it's like a glow stick, and we just didn't like that. We liked being able to use the flashlight. Oh, you're using the T2 UV now? Okay, that's fine. I thought you said you didn't really like that, second tier. Oh, okay. So you figured how to make it work better, so that's fine then. But since I only have 4,000, I'm not going to upgrade anything right now. I want money, my spending money to be higher so that not only it's like 3,000 to unlock it. So that would take most of my money right there. So you want to let your money kind of build up some so that you can unlock your next tier item, but also be able to buy it. So, and if you prefer staying at the first tier for most of the time, you can do that. He has the newer UVs, so I'm not going to upgrade mine right now. And you can see right here, this blue means that he's already filled out this equipment. And what I do is I just go through here. Since there's two of us, I'm going to add another parabolic. The salt, he's already taken care of that. The sound recorder, I'm going to add another one just in case he wants one as well. He already filled out all the tripods, all of the sound sensors, sanity medication, and I'm going to add one of the newer photo cameras because I don't think he has those. I think he has the Polaroids, but I'm going up to the next step. So I'm just going to bring one of those newer ones along. The motion sensor, we're both still using that first tier. I will bring extra matches because I will use those candles and that incense quite often. Are you using the newer thermometers, John? Okay, so we're using the first tier thermometers. And do you have the newer ghost writing book? Alright, back out the ghost writing book and I'll bring the new one. The second tier one. So since I have the second tier, I'll go ahead and bring those along. I actually like the second tier ghost writing books because the ghost, if they do write, they will write something in there. Something that usually has to do with the reason why they're haunting the place. So, like one ghost hunt, we used one of these second tier ghost writing books, and the ghost was like drawing pictures in it. And then the other one, it actually wrote in there, I am sad, it's been a long time or something along those lines. So they kind of like give you an actual message in those. That's why I like using that second tier ghostwriting book. EMF reader, I have the second tier of that, but I think my friend does as well. So, and he has that selected already. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back and you're going to want to select the place that you want to investigate. Now, based on our levels, we have a lot of places unlocked, but when you first start out, you'll only have a couple of places to investigate. And as you reach certain tiers or certain levels, I believe it some of these will start to open up and you'll be able to investigate more places. And then I think after, and then of course over here is an event board. Sometimes there's different events going on. Um, like I believe there's certain things that they want you to accomplish in each investigation. And this is slow. You will fill these up slowly unless you want to continuously investigate the same place over and over again and not select something different. These will kind of fill up slowly. Um, you'll have different achievements as you reach those achievements. This achievement hunter bar will go up more. These at the very bottom, the apocalypse challenges 1, 2, and 3. I believe those are just if you're playing single player. But all these other ones, I believe, are based on it doesn't matter if you're single player or multiplayer, you can still reach those goals in these different ones. But these three, I believe, are all for just single player. So then once you get everything, all your equipment ready, filled out, loaded on your truck, select your place that you want to start your ghost hunt, you're going to ready up. And then when your partner's readied up, then you can start the event, um, the, the ghost hunt, basically.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. Nothing to report, but it looks like whoever was here left in a hurry.
Typically, when you first arrive at your house, there's a guy that talks to you on this thing right here, and it's harder to hear him when you're way down here. But when you're closer to this, you can hear him really well. And sometimes he'll give you a tip like, hey, this is going to be a tough investigation. This ghost is known for violence. Um, or he'll say, there's no reports of violence or things like that. You'll have different goals or achievements that they'll want you to satisfy during your investigation. Like this one says, cleanse the area near the ghost using incense. Have a member of your team escape the ghost during a hunt and capture a photo of the ghost. Up here where it says responds to, that usually is referring to the spirit box. Like, I didn't know what that meant for the longest time, and it was actually my friend was like, oh, that's what it means. It, like, the ghost, if you have the spirit box, basically, if he and I were both to go in there with the spirit box, the ghost is not going to respond because there's more than one person in there. But this says people who are alone, so if he goes in there by himself, he will get a response. So, there's different challenges like that. Like this one, there's weekly tasks that you will get greater rewards if you reach those. And then there's the daily task. So, once you select your equipment, and it doesn't matter what equipment you take in first, but I have a certain setup that I like to use, and that's typically the video camera and the EMF, and I will also take a sound recorder with me. And if I'm not taking the sound recorder, I'm taking the parabolic. So there's a timer up there that tells you how many minutes you have to find the ghost and set up your equipment. I heard a door move, John. Ah, okay. So our door that was moved is right here. So we know our ghost. Also, something else I do is go into the audio and turn off my microphone, because the ghosts in this game are attracted to, when you're on your microphone, they are attracted to that. And right now, we're just kind of looking for, like, ghost orbs. That's why you bring in the camera with you. You look for ghost orbs. And these have night vision on them, so you will be able to see. But, like, if I was to turn this off, you notice I can't see anything. So, and I usually hold the record button just in case any events happen while we're doing our walkthrough. Like, we had this door open. Of course, I wasn't here when it opened, but I heard it. So, that's tips on that. So we know our ghost more than likely is up in this area somewhere. So we want to set up our equipment to where we can see. We have, you notice he put up the dots here. If our ghost can be seen with dots, you will see it walk through. And you want to come back here. I'll explain this really quick. This here shows you what your sanity is. So usually when our sanity gets around 80, we'll drink a potion. But it usually goes off of the average sanity as to whether the ghost will do a hunt. So the lower your overall average sanity is, the more likely somebody's going to get hunted by the ghost. So you want to drink a sanity potion, keep your sanity, average sanity up higher. This here shows where he put the sound devices or the motion detection devices. This will let you hear sounds from different, wherever he put those different sound devices, it'll let you hear sound from those areas. And then this one, of course, shows the total activity that's going on in the house. So, I think I got all that good. And he said that the ghost is all over the foyer and the master bedroom. So, and as you can see, he already got some video. And he's reminding me to drink my potion. So I'll go ahead and do that. And this is, you wear this on your head. That lets anybody that's over here monitoring the cameras, they'll be able to see where you are in the building. And then, of course, if you click on the video cameras, this will show you that particular area that the video is set up on. So there's all that information. And then let's see, what am I forgetting here? Am I forgetting something? I do want to try and get a sound recording. I do want to get some EMF. Gonna take a flashlight in, and I'll set this EMF down. So you said the master bedroom, John? So I'll probably put this EMF right here. And then I'm gonna put this recorder on and walk through here. Hey, I found a bone, John. In this, on your hunts, sometimes you will find human bones. You want to pick those up because sometimes it'll heighten the ghost activity and you'll be able to find out definitely where the ghost probably is. And you notice how my recorder went up a little bit here. The lights went up a little bit on it. That usually means the ghost is near you and may talk. So I kind of walk around with this sometimes. And if I see those lights starting to go up, I know that the ghost is somewhere around me. And I may get a audio recording of it. So far I'm not really getting anything now. I did it first, but kind of stopped.
Active kill.
Okay, so we have spirit box. It means our ghost is right around here because the EMF's going off. And you see the lights went up on the recorder. That means that the ghost is somewhere near me. The further it goes up, the more likely you are to get a recording. I do not know. Hey, Overcast. So, let me see if I did not. Oh, I did. So if you look over here on this board, you'll see that I did get an audio on the ghost. I did get a recording. So I'm going to listen to that. Alright, so that's kind of helpful. So I can put this down now. I did get a recording, audio recording. So I can put that down now. Now I can get some pictures. I can take some incense in there. Let's see what my sanity's still decent. So now I want to go in here and get some pictures. I'm going to follow John in here and going to try and get some photos. Did you find the UV, John? Did you find the UV light that you were looking for? What's that noise? Oh. So, our ghost stepped into, it's an EMF 5. Want to get a picture of that. It stepped in the salt. We want a picture of that. And we also want a picture of the temperature. Looks like the ghost may have left out of the baby's room and went down the hallway or into another room. So I'm going to light this here. This is an incense. You want to smudge the area where the ghost is. And sometimes that will make them mad. So let's look at our evidence here. So we had no ghost orbs. We had no dots. We did have spirit box. We had EMF 5. No ultraviolet. Now it's possible we could get freezing temperatures. So in that case it's saying it's the twins, but I don't know if that seems right. Because it doesn't seem like there's enough activity in there to be the twins. Oh, okay. So my friend says one's in the foyer, one's in the master bedroom. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set my camera down since I got some photos. And as you get evidence, it'll start to build up on this board. You can get extra money for these. But I'm going to go in there with a camera now and see if I can get some footage of any kind of ghost activity, because that will be more money that we can make. So you notice the lights were flickering. I hear some movement in here. Gonna watch this candle, see if the ghost blows out the candle. So the ghost did blow out the candle. So, gonna kind of hang out here by the door for a minute, see what I can get on the video camera. But we kind of narrowed down what it is. Well, mostly my friend did, but as you mark off your evidence, it'll kind of help narrow down what your ghost is. And in this case, we figured out that it is the twins. I kind of have a tendency to hang out by the door here. That gives me the ability to kind of pick up any ghost activity between this hallway in the living room and that hallway over there to the left. So like if any ghosts start throwing things, sounds like it opened up a door. Yeah, it opened up a door or something in here. And it's back. One is back in the baby's room again. So we know we're dealing with the twins because of all the activity in the different rooms. That's one thing that's helpful. I mean, you're going to go off of your evidence, but if you're still contemplating what it is, it's kind of helpful to just hang out with a video camera. And if you're having a lot of activity in different rooms, it's more than likely the twins, especially if your evidence is leading towards that way. So there we go. We know what we have. We've got enough video. We've got enough photos. Well, you know, it didn't give me enough video for whatever reason. I got it flicking the lights and stuff, but it didn't seem to put that on there. One of the goals is to capture a photo of the ghost, but I can't think of too many people that are going to want to hang out and actually try and get a photograph of a ghost. Because the chances are, if you're hanging out there with the camera to get a photo of the ghost and your sanity is down like this, there's a higher chance of you being hunted. And during a hunt, you're going to want to hide from the ghost, because if the ghost gets you during a hunt, you're dead. So I can't think of too many people that are going to want to hang out and try and actually get a photo of the ghost. It does happen sometimes. Sometimes the ghost will give some activity before the actual investigation starts. And if you are lucky enough to get a photo, you can get one during that. And my friend says, can hang out with a crucifix, and when a hunt starts, it immediately stops, but the ghost will be there in a physical form. So I'm glad he mentioned that, because I wouldn't have thought of it. And since we know what our ghost is, whenever you feel like you've got enough evidence and got enough stuff, you're ready to go. Yeah, you just close your doors and make sure you select your ghost before before those doors close
Welcome back.
and you
I've prepared
leave,
some jobs for you.
because if you don't, it won't count as you actually selecting a ghost. So this is on the next intermediate. You get a bigger payout for some of the things, like your rewards ×2. And then of course you get some extra money for like any photos, any videos. You get extra money for if you find a bone. And then this happens to be a daily goal, I guess. And so it offers a little bit extra. So as you can see, it does add up. So we know what we had there. And we're going to go back to the store. We're going to make sure that we have, like, see, I burned an incense, so I want to buy another one. We have a decent amount of salt. Sanity medication's good. Do want to buy some more matches. Buy another candle. But everything, you want to do that after every ghost hunt, so that way you can restock whatever supplies you used. And you don't have to do that with like the cameras or the sound recorders, but you do have to do it with your crucifix, your incense, your salt, your matches, your candles. Those are the ones that you want to, and your sanity medication. Those are the ones you'll want to resupply. And then go out, and it looks like my friend has selected the tripods and the salt. Gonna add another parabolic, gonna add another incense. You can only carry, I think, 2 crucifix. I thought it was more than that, but I don't know. Then the spirit box, flashlights. He selected the projectors. I believe it only lets us do 2 of the dots projectors, and he has both of those filled out, so we'll be using whatever dots that he has loaded. He selected the ghost writing books, but I don't know if he's got the second tier ghost writing books or not. So that's the only issue you'll have if you're with friends. Sometimes they'll have different tier items than you, and if they go ahead and fill out all of the items for the next hunt, if they've got tier 1, that's what you're going to be using, is the tier 1. Or if they have tier 3, you'll be using tier 3. Whatever level their equipment is what your loadout is going to be set to. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, okay. So, after, if you leave an investigation without selecting a ghost, a lot of your equipment is going to get left behind, and you're going to have to rebuy it. Or if you leave without taking a guess, even if it's not right, even if it's the wrong ghost, as long as you guess, you'll still get your equipment back. But if you don't even guess anything, or you leave the investigation during the middle of the investigation and don't get any evidence, or don't even try and guess what the ghost is, you're going to have to rebuy some of your equipment. So don't do that. You don't want to do that to yourself. At least attempt a guess. So, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. In this investigation, we will be doing the next house up. And if you look at the contracts, where it says vote on a contract, say you want to do this house and your friend wants to do this one, there will be a tag. Like if I select that, see, there will be a tag there and a tag on the one that he wants to do. And in that situation, when it happens like that, the game will just pick one of the two. But usually he and I, we kind of just go with whatever the other one wants to do. Since he selected this one, I'm fine with that. One of the other things that this will show you is if you hover over this place, which is, I believe that's the first house that you investigate when you start the game. Because it's a small house, it's relatively easy. You won't get lost in there. But when you hover your mouse over the photo of the place that you want to investigate, if you look up in the right hand corner, it's going to tell you, oh, this has 11 rooms and 2 floors. And then as you notice, if you look at this one, it has 16 rooms and 3 floors. And then, of course, they do eventually go up. This one is 13 rooms, but it's only 1 floor. The Grafton Farmhouse, 14 rooms, 3 floors. 10 rooms, 2 floors. This one has 10 floors. This is the lighthouse. It has 10 floors and 13 rooms. So some of these, and you can still do this with just 2 people. But like what we did, which I think is a good idea when you're first starting out on the game, is you want to keep doing the same ones over and over again so you can kind of learn the layout of them. Because when the lights are out and you don't have a flashlight, you could be running into the walls or whatever. But if you kind of learn the layout of those houses, even when the lights are out, you can kind of sort of figure out where you're at. Like, oh, okay, I know I'm on the second floor in the hallway. I need to go this way or whatever. So that does make it easier when you kind of sort of get an idea of what the layout is. You kind of memorize it. After you do it so many times, you'll memorize the layouts. That does make it a little bit easier. Some of these bigger places, like the lighthouse, I still don't know the layout of that place entirely because there's just so many floors and so many rooms. And then the bigger places like the high school, there's a lot of rooms in that school. There's 58 different rooms. And you can still do that with 2 people. My friend and I have done that one just by ourselves, and we have done it successfully. But you do run tighter on time, and you do run closer to ghost hunts because your sanity will drop faster because the ghosts like to turn out the lights on you, and they will do that. They'll turn out the lights. So you either want to carry a flashlight or you want to have a video camera with the night vision on so that you can still see your way around. But in these smaller places, it's a little bit easier to do that. I'm trying to think. Now, I've been playing this game for a couple weeks now, and I went from amateur to intermediate in a couple weeks. But I'm not kidding when I say that it is still scary when you are hunted by a ghost or when there is a ghost event. It will still scare you. So there's been a couple times where I would laugh at my friend or he would laugh at me because one of us just witnessed a ghost event and it scared the crap out of us. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would be helpful to anybody newer to the game. And I'm sure there's other tips out there that I haven't even thought of, that other people may already have out there. I'm just going off of my own personal experiences as far as the asylum goes, I've never done that yet. So I don't even know what that place is like. I've never gotten there yet. I mean, it's unlocked for us, but we haven't done it yet. And I think if we ever did do it, it would be kind of more of like, hey, let's check this place out and see if we can learn it, or see if there's any chance we can even do a successful investigation here with just two of us. So you kind of do that kind of stuff too. And I think I will end that there, for all the tips and tricks to anybody new to the game that wants to play it. Hopefully those tips and tricks are helpful, and enjoy the game. And if you like my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope everyone has a nice